Hello there, welcome to PictureThisNewMedia. My name is Halal Ernie, and today we're going over tomorrow's New Comic Book Day. And new comics that are coming out tomorrow, Wednesday. We're gonna go through this list, and we're gonna see which ones I recommend and which ones I recommend against. I usually go through number ones, so we'll go through number ones as I see fit, but if there's something that I really have no interest in, I'll go ahead and skip it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. You can check these all out at leagueofcomicgeeks.com, and right here you'll be able to find what you're looking for. You can even save them, make an account so you can remember what you want and you can plan ahead. I use it all the time, especially I'm gonna start using it for my reviews as well. So without further ado, let's get started with the recommendations. We'll start with this first row here, and I'm telling you from the start that I have interest in none of them. The Venom and Moon Knight one, let's see here if it's a new arc, because I didn't check last week's. Moon Knight and Venom fighting side by side. The Midnight Mission is open to all travelers by night who need aid. So it's this one I do recommend. I think this one might be interesting. Let me see if it was anything before. Yeah, nope. There's nothing on it before. So this is a new arc, and I think I'll pull this one. But anything else, I'm probably not gonna. I'll see if this one does anything different or have you. I'm a Venom fan, so this one I'll recommend to Venom fans. See if they do a good job of combining Moon Knight with Venom or pairing them. Let's see, the writer is Jed McKay. I'm not very familiar with his work. He does Black Cat and Magic the Gathering, Spider-Man stuff. I don't know. I'll go into this very wary. I'm not sure this will be a good one. I don't think it'll be a good one, honestly. Next up is let's see, I'm skipping Flash, the Batman, I'm skipping Immortal X-Men, Poison Ivy, Darth Vader, Spider-Man, and Star Wars 34. I'm all skipping. Let's see, the Star Wars one, the Broken Saber of Skywalker. I don't know. This is where he looks for his kyber crystals. This might be interesting to some OG Star Wars fans, but I don't know. I pretty much see the Star Wars series as dead, and it's sad for me to even say that. Next one I do highly recommend, and I'm going to get and suggest any Batman fan, Joker fan to also get, is the Batman and Joker, the Deadly Duo. This series has been one of my all-time favorites from DC, and it's just excellent. It's just absolutely excellent. It goes back to the old school ways, and yeah. Scarlet Witch by Marvel Comics. I'm gonna skip. Same with Shazam. We'll see. The World's Finest Creators presents The World's Mightiest Mortal in a dazzling solo series, Dinosaurs from Space. It's got a good writer. There's people freaking out about it. It might be worth it to Shazam fans, old school Shazam fans, but it's definitely not something I'm going to get. but it looks good. It looks like it's pleasing people, pleasing original fans. So yeah, that'll be a good one to collect for the future. Next up is Adventures of Superman John Kent. That one is doing very good as far as I've heard. A lot of people still are hating on it. Uh-oh. That's not Superman. There's so many different takes on this one. I can't tell who's serious, but I'm not gonna research that now. You can check that later. I heard some good things about this. I guess the blue-haired activists are mad at that one. I don't know. Next up, they can read this one. The Man Who Stopped Laughing. They got their pregnant Joker in that. Yeah. I'm not sure about this one anymore. Next up is Radiant Black by Image Comics. I do recommend this one if you're looking for a separate but awesome superhero genre. And it looks like this is a new arc. So even though this is issue number 24, it's gonna start with a fresh new story on this one. You'll still need to research on who the people are and stuff like that, but I think this will be a good place for people to start. Next up is Dawn of DC Night Terrors. Oh, that's Free Comic Book Day. Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, Hard Pass. Star Wars Dr. Aphra, Hard Pass. The Force is Turning, definitely female. Next up is Star Wars Yoda, issue number 7. I'm going to skip that one. Yoda fans and the new Star Wars fans might like this, but it's definitely not something I'm interested in. These are the Free Comic Book Day ones, skipping those. Walking Dead still going around kicking. Next up is X-Men Before the Fall, Sons of X, and I do recommend this to Walking Dead fans. You might be interested in that. The Edge of the Spider-Verse by Marvel Comics, issue number 1. I don't know what to say. I don't. Spider-Rex, Venomosaurus. Everybody's wow. Yeah, this is awful. This is awful. Jesus. Don't get this. Don't get this. Next up is Joe Fixit, issue number 5. I'll recommend it to Joe Fixit fans, but I'm not excited about it. Carnage Reigns, Alpha number 1. Carnage versus Miles Morales. Miles Morales, Cletus Cassidy is back and better than ever, with his soul trapped within the extreme bio armor created by Tony Stark during King in Black. Cletus has the means to level an untold amount of chaos, while Carnage on New York City, and Carnage, I know, okay. But like any good Tony Stark invention, extremists coursing through Cletus' symbiotic veins needs power, and that means Cletus is hungry. Spider-Man, New York. red goblins involved. It needs a reading order. It's so expensive. How much is this? $7.99 for this? God. I don't know about this. I don't think this one. I don't know if this will be worth it or not. This is a toss-up. I'll tell you this though, it's probably definitely not worth $8 as far as story is concerned, but it does have 60 pages. We'll see. We'll see what this is about. I'm worried, to say the least. I'm a little worried. Next up is Mighty Morphin Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Skip. Spider-Man 2099 Dark Genesis. Are they gonna just stop calling him Miles Morales now and just call him Spider-Man? Or is that a different Spider-Man, like Spawn? Society begins to crumble. Spider-Man 2099 will need all the help he can get, but does the public even want his help? It looks like you need to know a lot in order to even figure out what this is, but I don't know. I don't know. Tell me if this is worth it. If you're a Spider-Man 2099 fan, please let me know if he's cool. I don't know. There's too many variants going on out there, and it's weird. It's weird. They're really pushing out Carnage stuff though. Next up is the Avengers War Across Time. I'm gonna skip that. I'm not a Avengers fan, but we got a DC Black Label Peacemaker. Peacemaker tries hard. Alright, having earned his release from the Suicide Squad, wow, Peacemaker wants to try and do normal superhero stuff for a change. Fortunately, everyone, including the bad guys, thinks he sucks at superhero stuff, but when busting up terrorists, including Terrorist 3, including Christopher Smith, to the cutest thing to ever awkwardly walk on 4 legs, he finds. So is this like, I don't know, I'll pull it, but I hope it's not like, I hope they don't turn it into some slice of life, but I'm gonna doubt that because 1, they have Kyle Starks as a writer, and 2, it's a Black Label property. Black Label usually does gnarly good stuff, so I don't know, maybe we're gonna have a John Wick Peacemaker, a John Wick inspired Peacemaker, basically. Next up is Cult of Carnage Misery, issue number 1 by Marvel. Death and Destruction return home. Liz Allen is the mother of Normie Osborn, who she is blissfully unaware is the all-new Deadly Red Goblin. But what Liz does know is that the Red Goblin has been active and has been very close to her home. And after her late husband's father, Norman Osborn, maybe you heard of him, gets pulled in. Why do they have to add that in the description? It sounds stupid. Gets pulled into the chaos and violence swirling around Normie. Liz has no choice but to use resources at her disposal as the head of Alchemax to take matters into her own hands and become something the Marvel Universe has never seen before. So basically a female Carnage. Sounds great. Sounds like a good concept. I just hope that they do a good good by her. But yeah, I can see this one doing good. Hopefully the writers don't screw this up, and the editors. I'll get this one. Next up is Love Everlasting by Image Comics. I don't know much about this one. Usually Image Comics has a special place in my heart, but sometimes they can drop the ball, and I think this one's more meant for the women audience, but I can't guarantee that one. Next up is I Hate This Place, issue number 8. It's been a constant, really great story, apocalypse. Yeah, it's great. I highly recommend this one. Next one is Groot, issue number 1 by Marvel Comics. He is still a baby. Damn. Before he was a Guardian of the Galaxy, before Groot Fall, young Groot lived. Oh, it's a prequel. Lived a life of tranquility on his serene homeworld. But when monstrous invaders attack his planet, Groot must accept his heroic destiny. But will this destiny lead him to come to blows? Destiny lead him to come to blows with a young Kree soldier by the name of Marvel. Obviously, since it's in the description, we have Kat as the editor, and Darren as the editor, so I'm a little worried. If you are a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, if you're a Groot fan, I'm going to recommend this to you. I'm probably going to skip it personally, but let me know if you pick this one up and you like it. I definitely would like to have your not information, but I would like your take. I would like your opinion on this. If I have enough money, I'll get it, but I don't know. Next up is Star Wars: The High Republic, issue number 4. I'm gonna skip, but I don't really like the High Republic stories. Next up is Demon Wars: Scarlet Sin. I'm gonna definitely get and highly recommend. Peach Momoko has been killing it lately with his Demon Wars stuff. It's been absolutely beautiful, crazy, intense, and some of the best adaptions of, X-Men characters, Marvel characters, basically. Next up is Dark Horse Comics: Where the Monsters Lie. I did start picking this one up, but it's just getting a little tired of horror comics. But I do recommend this one, and if I do have enough money, I'll pull it. So yeah, it's definitely a great collection to add to if you're a horror fanatic. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Usagi Yojimbo, Where When. I didn't pick up the first one like I wanted to. I'm not sure what happened, if it was still there or not, but I will see if they have it again. I was interested in it before. I love Usagi Yojimbo. Not really a Turtles fan all that much, but we'll give it a chance. I liked it when I was little, but it's just not something I'm interested in now. Star Wars: Return of the Jedi, Lando and Chewie ante up to save the galaxy. When Lando and Chewbacca find themselves on a perilous mission to steal from Jabba himself, a dangerous figure from Lando's past threatens their plans. Was it his Robot X? I don't know. Like I said, I've been really put off by Star Wars lately. Stephanie Phillips is writing this. I can guarantee you that this is not going to be good. Absolutely absolutely guarantee you that's not going to be good. Next up is Star Wars The High Republic Adventures Nameless Terror, issue number 3. I'm skipping High Republic, but we'll see. Let's see here. Next up is Dark Horse Comics Hairball, issue number 2. I loved the first one, and yeah, this series is going to be great. I highly recommend it. It's kind of like this Junji Ito-esque, very dark, very weird, definitely a mind screw or mind fuck. Next up is Batman The Audio Adventures, issue number 6. I'll recommend that to people of the fans of the cartoon and younger readers. If you're trying to get your kid into comic books or something like that, that one might be good. Frank Frazzetta's Death Dealer, issue number 12. Highly recommend. I do recommend going all the way to the back and starting from the beginning, but yes, I highly recommend this one. Let's see here. These are just free comic book day things. Abstract Studios Parker Girls. That one's alright. Any any woman, followers of followers of my YouTube channel will probably like this one. Let's see, more free comic book stuff. Blood Tree. I highly recommend Blood Tree. That one's really good. It's like a murder mystery type thing with a little bit of supernatural involved. Two obsessed NYPD detectives hunt for a vicious butcher called the Angel Killer, a sociopath who preys on innocent family members of known murderers in order to purify the rest of the society. So it's that dialed up to 11, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love this comic book. Next up is Draculina Blood Simple. I really like the way this story is actually evolving. The fact that she's a sexy blonde vampire helps somewhat. But yeah, definitely recommend this one. The art is great, and the story is actually matching the beauty of the art. Next up is Almighty by Image Comics. I missed out on this one. I'm surprised I did not catch this one, but let's see what it's about. Oh no, I didn't miss out on this one. I just didn't get it. Morning writer artist. The year is 2098 in a third world America ravaged by economic collapse, anarcho warfare, and a mysterious environmental disaster contained behind a massive wall. A girl has been abducted, and a killer has been hired to find her, bring her home. So yeah, it's definitely got its pros and cons on this. It just didn't have that much of an intriguing hook to catch me, but I could see how it can evolve, and the art looks amazing. Kind of missing out on the art, but yeah, let me know if I missed out on this one, if a trade paperback is worth buying. Next up is Star Trek Deep Space Nine, The Dog War, issue number 2. I'm not a big fan of Star Trek, but I did like a lot of the old things. Let me know if this is worth it, the stories or anything, because I'm open to reading new properties, especially since Star Wars is gone. To me, seems that Star Trek might be being liberated from the woke writers, from things I've heard, but let me know if it's just misinformation. Next up is Junk Rabbit by Image Comics. I highly recommend this one. This one's really insane. If you like something different and weird, mixed in with a little bit of funny and epic, you'll like this one. A new hero rises from the mountains of consumer waste, mass homelessness, and devastating climate change. Some call him a hero, a myth, an urban legends, but others know him as Junk Rabbit. So, yeah, definitely something worth reading. It's weird, but definitely looks. Let's see, there's some haters. So it looks like the dialogue isn't good, but it looks like the concept is where people are liking it. I recommend it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Let's see, next up is Star Signs by Image Comics. Series premiere. The constellation of Zodiac fall to Earth. Constellations of the Zodiac fall to Earth, granting 12 ordinary people from very different walks of life the superhuman powers of the star signs. But each of them is about to learn that the power comes with a price. Saladin Ahmed, probably something you shouldn't be writing, but let's see. He wrote Miss Marvel. I don't know. This concept sounds ridiculous. Doesn't sound fun to me. Next up is Animal Castle Volume 2 by Ablaze Publishing. If you could tell that I was excited about this first one, the Volume 1 was a treasure to behold. It was a little bit political, a little bit communistic, but it had great points and great ideas. Basically, if I would show this to the woke people to kind of give them the correct way to actually protest. You don't protest by destroying your own community. You protest by calling out powerful and then doing things that you're capable of doing to disrupt the process of government life. And this, anyways, I'm going off track. This comic book subtly hints at it using animals in a farm that are being harvested for humans, but these animals talk. It's absolutely interesting. There's a canine militia that protects the king, which is a big giant bull. He has multiple cows as wives. They basically run this farm without humans, and they all do work, and they all do their own efforts to make this, while the bull just is protection. And yeah, it's really insane. They drink alcohol. They're corrupted by power and greed, and the community is the one that suffers. So I can only imagine what, after the first volume, that this is gonna be even better. It's all age appropriate. There is some violent scenes, so if you are the kind of people that want your kids to read comics but are a little worried about violence, read it first. I mean, be a parent, read it first, check it out, see if it's if the overall message story is worth a little bit of blood. I mean, I don't know, they're gonna see blood eventually. Next up is Survival by Dark Horse Comics, issue number 1. Speaking of blood, When Emma Reed journeyed back into her hometown in Alaska, she was expecting a little bit more than an intense family reunion at an annual military alumni get-together, but early that morning a plane crash landed in thick woods near the mountain, and the creature within brings an ancient terror to the last American frontier and will turn this unspoiled wilderness into a killing ground. Well, that sounds terrifying, but absolutely interesting. Sean Lewis creation. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pull this one. Sounds cool, and I think that you guys should check that out if it sounds interesting to you. Excuse me. Next up is Barbarella by Dynamite. Censure cannot hold down. I do recommend this one. It is a futuristic pinup girl. The story is alright, but the art is fantastic. Makes up for the tiny flaws in the story. They're very, very tiny flaws. Not even, I don't even know why they're worth being called flaws. Next up is My Little Pony by IDW Publishing. Hard pass for me, but if your little girl likes My Little Pony, then it's probably worth it. I would get the trade paperback though. Next up is Astro Boots by Whatnot Publishing. Astro Boots does some hits or misses. This one looks like they're trying to do a mech, like a Gundam type thing. Let's see, here are Transformers. Wow. The clock is ticking for planet Earth, and the race is on to find a new world capable of sustaining human life. New sophisticated machine life forms called astrobots are dispatched to scout far-flung worlds in hope of crafting a new home. With food and raw materials running out, the climate disasters escalating, the evacuations of the entire human population is the only slender hope remaining. Colony World 1, a catastrophic power struggle forges a new all-astrobot society, and presiding over the I don't know what that nascent civilization is Atlas, an evolved mech with future-proof plan, a plan that does not include mankind. I don't know. It's worth giving a shot. I don't know. It's worth giving it a shot. Godfall by Vault Comics. I do remember seeing when this came out, and I think I remember not liking the description or anything about it. One day in the land of Catherine, gods falls from the sky. The impact sends shockwaves that draw in royal families at war, shadowy creatures of the dark, and armies of the dispossessed, all coming to lay claim to parts of the god's body. Into the forced struggle of Zenzi, Fulani, a soldier, and a berserker trying to get home. Yeah, I remember reading this and just thinking that the art looks awful. It looks like I missed out on something. I just don't like the mental illness haircut. I really don't. It looks awful on her. I don't know. I also didn't like the fact that she has no femininity in her, but next up is Breath of Shadows by IDW Publishing. Now I do recommend this one, and I do definitely regret not getting the first one. This comic book. So I am gonna wait for the trade paperback to come out on this. Definitely worth waiting for. Definitely. Skull and Bones, Savage Storm. I did read the first issue of this one. I haven't read the second one, but it was pretty good. I remember. Let me see. I'm gonna kick up my memory again. It's based off a video game of high siege, besieged by a vicious crew of pirates, but fighting is interrupted by a devastating typhoon. When a storm crashes in it leaves predator and prey stranded on an island somewhere in the Indian Ocean. Discover the mysteries and danger that betide them all in a gritty. Yeah, I remember this. So they're all fighting, but then they get hit by a storm and they both end up on the island. And they gotta survive on the island together. Really interesting. I'd recommend continuing it. Next is Lamination by Oni Press. From the mind's eye of master storyteller Colin Bunn. After weeks of grueling rehearsals, a new production is set to begin at the famed Requiem Theater's Resides Lament. 3 acts of a gothic horror set inside a haunted castle with a story that some say is more than mere fantasy. Under the stern rule of a dedicated but temperamental director, the script seems to be ever-changing and more mysterious still. Our lead actress has found herself in the cast role of a lifetime, without as much as an audition. Her grand debut is fast approaching, and with it, a barrage of razors in the night that will terrorize the audience and actors alike. There is no exit, no escape, and when the curtain finally rises, Razid himself will take center stage across the threshold of the unholy darkness that lies just beyond. Well, that sounds intense, and something like Oni Press has never done before. I am definitely pulling this one, and I will be pulling the series, actually. I recommend others do as well. Colin Bunn is a great horror writer. I'm glad that they got this one up and going. Oni Press has been a little soft lately, so I think this is a good one to bring them out of that. Titan books, I don't think we get Titan books, but no, not interested. Monomyth by Mad Cave Studios. Magic is all but extinct when the last alien wizard casts a final desperate spell to summon the descendants of the ancient bloodlines to a school of magic now in disrepair. Those chosen ones find a horror of the likes that they've never experienced. They will have to confront the deepest parts of themselves and their tragic past and defeat each other in order to survive the ordeal. Well, that sounds like a cool anime. I'm a little worried with the whole diversity group cast. Mad Cave Studios and Black Mask. Well, Mad Cave doesn't really like to do the thing as Black Mask. They like to do the virtue signaling. Mad Cave mostly does like video game stuff and edgy teenage things. So this one might be good. I'll give it a shot for sure. Next up is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The Lost Summer, issue number 1. This just looks like by Boom Studios. This looks like a generic Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Not sure why it's $7.99. Doesn't give the page count. You can pause that there if you want to read the thing. I have no interest in Buffy the Vampire Slayer at all. Next up is Grimm Fairy Tales presents 2023 May the 4th cosplay special. If you're interested in that, definitely be worth it. It's $5.99. You get a bunch of sexy pinups of characters, I believe. I'm not sure. Let's see, is it pictures of people or no? Yeah, it's drawings. It's drawings. Pinups of the grim fairy tale people. Next up is Van Helsing Finding Neverland, issue number 1 by Zenscope. Liesl Van Helsing journeys to Neverland in search of an object that could destroy all that she holds dear. Alone in the world, unknown to her, ever shadows present, great hazards, and famed vampire hunter, when she must take on the most dangerous tyrant of Neverland, Pan. Well, this sounds a million times better than what Wendy and Peter going on right now. That failure at Disney Plus. I highly recommend this one. I'm gonna pull it myself. Next up is let's see here. Sorry, I was just seeing which ones would show up at my comic book shop. Scout Comics, Grim Space, Pinocchio, P.I. Nokio, P1 Nokio. After malfunctioning repeatedly aboard an old ship, P1 Nokio, I'm just gonna call him Pinocchio, was the most grateful for being repaired and upgraded by a tinker named Pedo. I'm just gonna stop right there. I'm gonna do a hard pass. A tinkerer named Pedo, really? Jesus Christ. Carmen Courageous, issue number 1 by Scoot Comics, the kid version of Scout. Non-stop title, so this will only get you one chapter until you have to buy the trade paperback, but it's only $2.99 to see if your kid will like this. $3 to see if, hey kid, do you want the rest of this? I think it's worth it. Carmen is a plucky private eye with taste for trouble, who is always on the lookout for a new case. In this action-packed first issue, Carmen tracks down a missing businessman and inadvertently uncovers conspiracy by the evil Mr. Risk. That's cute enough. Cute enough for the kiddos. Much better than Pedo, the Pinocchio creator. What the fuck? Who names their character Pedo? There's some webtoons coming out. I don't think we get Sigmate, or we got Spy Family coming out. Last but not least, we have the Source Point Press. Oh my god. Source Point Press, intellectual property, Witchhammer, the last Witchhammer. Looks like Witcher. It's a mature rating, so it's not for the kids. It's got a Run the Jewels variant, so I don't know. Looks worthy enough. I just wish it had a description, but I'm gonna pull this one because fuck it, I can, and I hope I get the Run the Jewels version. Alright, well, that's gonna do it here for this episode of PictureThisNewMedia. Thank you so much for watching. Assalamu alaikum. Sorry it was so long, and have a great day.